Dang.
Thanks.
I don't wanna.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Why is everyone in Garland mode? Did I miss a memo?
Wait.
Clearly. Oh, I know who's not getting portals tonight.
You never know.
Oh, is this anybody's first map night?
I'm sorry, Lion. Oh, you're not in VC.
No, it's my second.
Perfect. I don't have to tell you about the rules. Sweet.
Heck yeah. Actually, are we splitting it this time? Do I have to keep track of how much I save? Or
I track it. I track
Okay,
it.
perfect.
So
got
the only
our-
thing I ask is don't open any chests or bags that drop during the dungeons. Otherwise, I'll lose it in the loot list.
Oh, so you open them all?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he'll go to
Well,
each one and
well-
open them as he logs
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I don't
ones
have-
that drop that everybody can technically open, but when somebody is like randomly clicking them all during the fight, it doesn't give the host a chance to see what loot it was. So, I mean, you can go in the log, but it's still just easier to just finish the fight and then open them.
Yeah. I don't. That part doesn't bother me because I always get the correct amount anyway because I go back and scroll through the log because like I have a separate chat set up for it. But it pops up in the middle of my screen, which is where like I guess my OCD puts my mouse no matter what. So when that's up, I can't turn my character because I'm constantly on that window. It just it aggravated me so much last time because I couldn't avoid AoEs and I'm just like please don't like it is killing me literally.
All right,
So,
that's a
Then
challenge.
I tell you what, pretend I have never done this before, direct me.
The defensor's good at that. He's got you covered.
yeah, it's very simple. Don't need it
Because
on
I'm
other
told-
people's stuff.
That's a good one. Yep.
That's the one thing that I did get clear.
That's pretty
In
much
fact,
it.
I was
and
so
then-
scared when I started the last one, I didn't even need my own.
I'm just waiting on Lion's location.
Let's see.
A lot of the times, if an accident happens, we can just like trade the item once we're out of maps. Too.
Yeah.
There's like not that many that are so unique that you can't trade them.
Here.
All right, defensor. Do you want event 1 or 2?
We will take event 1.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Because I'm already hovering over it and I'm lazy.
Good luck, everybody.
Alrighty. Have good luck.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
So should I bring the railgun or the autocannon? Should I bring the 500 kg bomb drop? What should I do?
Bring the quasar laser.
Okay, yeah, we'll do.
And that is the map order.
Awesome.
So I will teleport us.
All right. Oh, hey, Stefan.
Hey, am I late?
Yep.
If you log in quickly, I can
What?
throw you into our round.
Wait a minute, I thought it started at... Okay, never mind.
At about 17 minutes ago, we started grouping.
Oh, I just finished eating.
But we are just heading out to our very first map, so if you would like to join, we got plenty of space. Got 2 groups running.
2 groups of 5.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to log in. I apologize.
No worries.
I had to help my wife and all that. And that's
You want me to wait today?
Real life first, it's fine.
You can dig, just wait for everybody to be here. I'm
Well,
assuming.
she'd have a time limit to open it
Oh, you do?
if we were going to wait on Stefan or not.
Yeah, you have to. It's
Okay.
only a 5-minute wait.
Oh,
like-
really? Okay.
Yeah, give me. 1 second. Yeah, gotta do the authenticator crap and stuff, you know.
Hey, who are these nerds?
I would rather do the authenticator every time for a decade, like
Hey.
I have, than get my account stolen.
Well, I had, you know, the old thumb thing, you know, that came with the keychain.
I just got rid of mine.
Yeah, well, they stopped supporting it, you know, so I got then Major showed me the Google Authenticator, so I got that.
Yeah.
So, and I still have, you know, I still have my Blizzard token went for from a Warcraft when
Yeah.
it came out. I had a SOTOR one, and then I had a Final Fantasy one.
That's cool. I'd like to have a SOTOR one. Mine was still totally fine. I didn't even have to change it out, but I just decided to go with the app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still had the original battery in it, you know, so
Yeah, mine too. It's starting to die though. It's starting to get
Yeah.
like
yeah, I had to push it a
you
couple
have to
times.
push
to get
like
to-
really hard a
it.
couple times. Yeah. Yeah, I've got the 1.0 one I never activated or used, so I don't know if its battery is shot too or if it would work, but I just leave it in the box because it's a collector's item now.
Oh man, man, what a day! What a day! It's been hectic.
Oh, and I got a new microphone, so if I'm a little bit louder than usual, you may have to adjust my volume in Discord.
Ooh.
Yeah, he
you
sounds
sound really
great now. Yeah.
You have never heard me through a real microphone. It's always been headsets and other bullshit.
Yep.
good. Not so loud. Oh my god, I can't.
Almost 10 years, Defensor.
I know, whatever will I do?
Wait a minute. I've been using headsets since day one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on a PC, but
I decided just to buy like a $30 mic off of Amazon. Apparently it was a good investment.
Yeah.
all right, here I am.
Desktop mic? Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's what is this called?
Let me get a mic.
Maono? Some brand
Is
called
it really?
Maono.
Gesundheit.
Ah, thank you.
So, let's see. Are we waiting on Stefan?
I'm in.
Okay.
Yep, he just logged in.
Okay,
Here, I'll
okay.
send you. I can't invite him. It's bullshit. I can't invite him from the menu.
Ew.
Yeah, there are 2 mics I want to get pretty soon. Finally get rid of this headset I'm on.
There we go.
So, well, there's actually one of them's a headset technically, but it's a really nice one. And the other one's like I want to get one of those like XLR mics thanks to Major's recommendations.
And we are here, Stefan, once you get your maps.
Okay, I'm in Elpis also.
Did Terry join the party?
Squeaky chair.
Chair.
Yep. Yep. The squeakening. The squeakening has commenced.
I'm in the zone. You can go ahead and dig.
All right, yeah, go ahead and dig. He'll get to us.
I don't know. I did that.
Mount for good luck.
That's what we'll go with.
And that's my map location. I'm flying. Flying. I still have some room left, so I don't have to worry about it. Damn, I fly slow. Well, I stopped playing Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
And playing Last Epoch.
Playing what?
Last Epoch.
Last Epoch? Huh.
It is a
On the-
direct competitor to Diablo 4 and Path of Exile,
Oh, okay. It's one of those games.
and action RPG. I would tell you this:
Nice.
it is better than Diablo 4.
So do I open it?
Yeah.
That
Go ahead.
was okay.
All right.
Man, that was an event. Get all the way here and there's no portal. Man, that sucks.
It's all right.
All right,
Break
everybody,
it in the
good
same
night.
spot.
Great event. Great event. Good night.
Wait, wasn't
Yeah.
the look supposed to be based on Major being here? What the heck?
Oh, yep.
Okay, your map's here as well.
Rack stole our major.
Oh,
Fucker.
yeah. That's right. I don't know why I thought we were on a different platform for a second.
My map is just.
All right. This one's going to have a portal. She got it warmed up. This one's going to have a portal.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
And we'll fire over to Stefan's portal or map after this.
Yeah, it's like right down below.
Oh, to his portal. You're right. His portal.
Oh, yeah.
Angry trees.
All right, who pissed off the elves?
Sorry.
I was gonna say probably me, honestly.
Okay. So I recognize some of the people. Is it Evelyn? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Avalyn. And it's actually
Avalyn.
my cat's name.
Really?
Yeah.
We get two new cats. Max and Wars.
Nice.
They're twin brothers. Gray with white puffs on their chest. But we should have named them Rascal and Scoundrel because they are into everything.
Yeah, this character name is a mixture of all three of my pets, Avalyn, Cheddar, and Aluya.
Yeah, we found out we cannot
Oh,
make any
interesting.
kind of bread product.
Yep, there it is.
You know, if we bring in a loaf of bread, gotta put it in the cabinet. My wife left.
Yep.
Some corn muffins in a Ziploc. She left it on the counter. They were gone. They were ripped up everywhere.
Mine is any food. I had bread, raw chicken. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting.
Oh my! How many cats you have?
Just the two.
Just the two? What were their names?
2 cats and 1 dog. Avalyn and Cheddar.
Evelyn and Cheddar. Okay.
Mhm.
Are they just tabbies or they're like purebreds?
Both of them are tabbies.
Okay.
Probably get in trouble if I named my character after my cats.
Oh yeah.
What are your cat's name? I'm scared to ask.
Chunky Theodore.
Nice.
Chunky's a fat black cat. This is what it's like not to tank these things. It's kind of nice.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, they're gray cats. You can tell they got little rings on their tail. And
Lampus.
but they're now 7 months old, almost 8.
I have
Oh,
one
sorry
gray,
about that.
one orange. And they're both like ancient.
I was trying to scoop up the mobs, and I grabbed the sack.
Oh,
TMI.
oh, there was something on my head. I did not see it. I apologize.
It wasn't the sack.
I don't know if there's a sack. And down goes Rick.
Man down, man
It's
down.
like you have a shitty healer here or something.
Or we got a tank that doesn't want to, that avoids getting hit.
Revenge for getting a portal.
Shoot. Oh, let me the bard tank. I can tank anything as long as I get heals. I'll sing it to death. I'm a wonderful singer.
Your voice is that bad, huh?
Yep. That's why the mobs always attack me, because I have such a wonderful voice. Greetings.
Oh, hey, Talon.
Hey.
Give me like a few seconds before you click that orb. I just switched to Sage to help
Sure.
out with healing a little bit. Let's see.
You're trying to
Oh,
say
I got roll loot too.
Yep.
You're saying it's all in my hands.
Oh, yeah, we do got room. Talon, we got a little bit in each party.
The other party has.
Check with Rack, because then we'd be evened out if you joined
Yep.
Rack. Because they'd have 6, then we'd have 6.
Yeah. This is Rega's map.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh man, he got that. I got that loot. Man.
Scary, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Stay. No, of course not. I have never seen a silver in my entire career in this game.
You gotta log in more.
True. In the 4 or 5 years I've been in this game, I've yet to see one.
I've seen the previous one, the elephant one, and then no, actually no, I did see one of these. Yeah, I did see one of these, because it's the Emmet minion.
More Lapis?
Yeah, I saw 2 of those, so I've seen 2 of them. The elephant one and this one. No, actually, I saw this Foth. I did see, yeah, I did see the Shadowbringers one then. So I've seen the, yeah, okay, so I've seen 3 of them.
Man,
But that's over the course of like 7 years. So since, man, I can't believe Stormblood release was 7 years ago. That's crazy. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, just like yesterday, we were all sitting around in the what was that gazebo-like thing in the Enclave?
Yeah. Yep. Well, our goodbye Stormblood party was actually in 2019, so that was 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
yeah,
what that was.
Yeah. Stormblood release was 7 years ago, though. Rob on X was 7 years ago.
crap. Sorry.
Now we just gotta wonder what's next. What's in Dawn Trail?
Oh boy.
What's gonna be our gate?
I hope nothing's broken. Alright, I'll let you grab the sacks.
Alright.
Cool.
What is it, 9012? What's the error that you keep on getting?
It was 90k something.
It's right, like 90k 12.
Stay.
Nice.
Yeah. Work's been real tough this week. You know, nothing like, you think you have 6 weeks to get a project done, then they said, no, you have 2 weeks.
Lisa?
No pressure.
Nothing special. Just kill it because it likes to almost delete people.
I got something on me. Alright. Get away from me. Get away from me. See, this game hates me. It's always picking on the bard.
Quit caterwauling.
Because it hates my music, that's why.
Quit caterwauling.
Sound like a feline meeting song.
Well, I'm just looking forward to, oddly enough, Monday.
Yeah.
What's
So we can
Monday?
take on Zeromus again? I agree.
What happens Monday?
I have a job interview.
Really?
Oh.
Nice.
What kind of job?
To get promoted, actually, from utility maintenance operator 1 to crew leader.
Nice.
What kind of utility?
Water.
Oh, that's right.
Wastewater.
That's right. That's right.
I gotta roll loot.
So, oh, sorry. Yeah, loot.
I don't know why, but I really wanted you to say from utility operator 1 to utility operator 2.
Actually, with here in the state of Florida, we've got different levels of licenses. It starts off with a level 3 water distribution license, then a level 2, then a level 1. So
Oh.
we've named our positions after that. You start off as a trainee, you get your license, and you become a UMO 3. You get your next license, you become a UMO 2. You get your final license, you become a UMO 1.
Alright,
Fair.
we're gonna get dungeon crews, so pay attention to the numbers and kill them in order.
Okay.
Hey, all that matters is to get more money. That's all that matters.
Yep. They should be
The
coming out any second.
expectation around the yard is I'll be getting more money either way.
Yep.
Because they are trying to make the UMOs pay match that of the UPOs.
Kill onion.
Where's it at? There it is.
Now eggplant.
They've seeded for the 1s and 2s, but the 3s are still. Oh, sorry, the 3s and 2s, but the 1s are still
Three's down. Two's down.
There's garlic.
Three's down.
down.
Tomato.
Motto. Four's down.
And the queen.
Queen dead. Long live the Queen.
Oop, oop.
Good job, everyone.
Yep.
But there was a rather significant disparity. They're talking of something on the order of almost a $3 an hour increase to the pay scale
Wow.
by the end of the year. That's if I stay at UMO 1. They have not given that increase to crew leaders yet. So if I get this crew leader slot, I'll be missing out on that, but then I'll be getting something better, bigger and better when they do finally give that market equity adjustment to management, to the crew leaders and supervisors.
Nice.
Right.
I
So
need that.
You're trying to put yourself in a good position.
I think that was my third feather. Holy crap. Let me see.
Now, as a crew leader, I assume that you'd be in charge of a crew. That,
Oh, that's my
truck
fourth
that's
feather.
meant to go out to the
Already got them
hotspots
out.
or different places. There's a lot of whammies there. Come on, big money, no whammies, no whammies. No whammies. One
Oh,
more, one more.
Oh,
one more.
come on. Please.
Stay.
No.
That
Oh,
was mean.
that would have been a great finale
This
to this
game
one.
hates us.
It was a good portal. It was a good portal regardless, though.
it's very
Yeah,
good.
but how perfect would it have been for him to get a silver in that one?
Yep.
Almost as perfect as getting 5 golds.
Fair.
Yeah.
One silver to me is more perfect than anything else. I've never seen one. Same
Yeah,
as
That's my
Stefan.
point.
Yep.
Crew
Silver
leader
that buke
is
us out.
All right. Follow me.
To
Woo.
Stefan.
Just down below.
depending upon the crew. Crew leaders tend to assign jobs. Some of them go out and assist. Some of them their crews are predominantly individuals. By that I mean it's individual work. It's not teamed up work.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you don't need 3 or 4 people to change out a 5/8 inch water meter.
Yeah, I just had a recent oopsie with the water department. Yeah, I got called yesterday from, we're in a new house, our old house. We still have the old house, but the water department called me. They read your meter and you've used a lot of water, where the previous times you had no water usage. I said, oh crap. So, well, I did run the faucet a little bit during when we had some deep freezes, because I got a one
Yeah.
kitchen tend to freeze. So I said, and then the next day I got the bill. It was over close to $300 in water. I said, holy crap!
Oh wow.
So I went to the house, looked at the meter. Sure enough, the low flow thing is spinning. And I said, crap. So I go inside, and there was a toilet running.
Yeah, that's not actually a low flow. That's an indicator that there's water passing through the meter.
Yeah. It's the little triangle that rotates around. And it was spinning pretty good. And I said, crap. So in there, sure enough, one of the toilets had the chain stuck. So I fixed it, cleaned it, but then it still had a slow leak. So I just shut it off. So since we're not at the house right now, I'm going to have to get that replaced anyway. So, and no portal. See, I told you this game hates me. So yeah, and I told my wife, so how? It was $220. I said, crap.
Next is Roth.
Like we can really afford that. But the problem is in our area, where that old house is, it's on city water and city sewage. The sewage is twice as much, is double the price of the water.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, well, the water company is notorious for, let's just say, they've had issues in the past with corruption and some other, and they still have a bad reputation.
Is it a private industry, a private company, or is it local government?
It's Birmingham Waterworks, Birmingham, Alabama, and I believe it's a private company with all utilities in the state of Alabama have government oversight. But there's a water board, I should say, but in the past, a lot of the members of the water board somehow have acquire lots of money to build nice houses and stuff like that, all while the water system's going to crap. And at one time the entire water board got arrested.
Oh wow.
Yeah. For corruption, bribes, and kickbacks, and all kinds of other stuff. So they still have that. There's still a lot of reputation about that, even today.
No, we have a pretty good rep so far as I know.
The problem is, the Birmingham City Works, they also supply water to all this, Birmingham is the largest city, well, used to be, now it's Huntsville. But the metropolitan, if you just count Birmingham, then the surrounding 3 counties surrounding it, it's like over 1 million people. So they supply water for not only within the city of Birmingham, but all surrounding communities. And there's a lot of money being made there.
Sounds it.
But at our new house, same county as where the old house, but we're on a small little community water system called Wattsville Water Authority. They have one little office, that I had to drive to the office to set up my account, Oh, but they do auto pay, They just got rid of their, you have to mail a check in every month to pay your bill, or go by the office to pay the bill. But they now offer you auto pay from your or auto draft from your account.
Yeah,
What's
about that.
happening now?
I personally hate that stuff. I've spoken to our secretary, she mans the front desk, and she tends to handle the calls when they come in. And a lot of times, people who are on auto bill pay, they forget who their purveyor is. I mean, I work for Hillsborough County, and we have 3 different cities within the county. Each of the cities is their own entity. They have their own water supplier, their own water purveyor. Plus, we're also next to where I'm located in the county. I'm next to Pinellas County, and I'm next to Pasco County. We've had calls from people who don't realize that, hey, that they've forgotten that, hey, they're actually paying City of Tampa for their water. Or we had one person who was calling in about an issue with her water. She's up in Pasco County. It's like, yeah, you're north of County Line Road. You're not with Hillsborough County at all.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're on. The reason they forget is because they're not seeing it every month because they're on auto pay.
Yeah.
Plus, I hate auto pay because it's so easy to just lose track of how much is coming out and going where.
All right, we got loot to roll.
Yep. Make sure you don't teleport. You will get removed from the party. I've done this twice. In the same.
Always glad
group.
people teach from their experiences.
All right, and next is mine at the library.
So Evelyn, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a planner for maintenance in the oil field.
Okay. Planner maintenance in an oil field?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, what does a planner maintenance do at an oil field?
I
PMs?
plan the maintenance activities.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. You organize preventative maintenance.
And
What?
corrective. All maintenance.
Well, you don't want to have to deal with corrective. You just want to deal with preventative.
Preventative is boring comparatively, though.
So you don't actually go out in the field. You just prepare all the stuff, the orders and stuff, and hand out. Keep track of who, where, what, and when.
Yep. I'm an overglorified admin.
Okay.
You say that preventative is boring compared to corrective.
Oh,
Corrective maintenance had me on the clock a month or 2 ago for over 24 hours.
Yep.
I Wednesday morning, I go in, I punch in at 7 o'clock.
yeah.
I don't punch out until 8:15 the following morning.
Wow.
Yeah, depending on what's going on, that can happen. But, I mean, that's kind of the point. Preventative, you know the plan. It doesn't really change that much unless you add a new plan.
No,
Whereas corrective, you're kind
the
of...
purpose of preventative is to try to prevent issues that will cause you to have to expend time and effort on corrective.
No, I agree. But there's certain things that you can't account for, like tornadoes, you know.
So which company you work for?
I work for ConocoPhillips.
Oh, okay. So they got properties all over the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And where you? What part of the country you in?
I am in North Dakota.
Oh my god.
Oh, the last place I was
Look.
stationed.
It's still
Nice.
it's still snow up there, isn't there?
There's always
Yeah.
snow up there.
Except for when there's not. Sometimes there isn't.
I don't know. In
So
my
Snow
not,
would it be
it was
correct then to call
winter
it
for 8
Border
months of the
Dakota
year.
instead of North Dakota?
Yeah.
You're in Minot for.
I was stationed there at the airbase.
Oh, nice.
Not nice.
That's where
Compared to, I live in freaking Watford. Okay, Minot was
okay.
nice comparatively.
is that where you're originally from?
Oh no, God no.
Oh, I got loot.
Ah, Lunatender.
I do enjoy living here, but I would never claim North Dakota.
Okay. Is that where the Mount Rushmore is at? Is that
That's
north?
South Dakota.
No.
South Dakota. Okay.
Basically,
I
if-
mean-
if you're in the military and you get orders that you're getting stationed in North Dakota, there's like a few places, North Dakota being one of them. If you get orders that you're getting stationed there, you immediately seriously contemplate whether or not you should just go UA or not.
The
Like, there's
Roll
Like-
whoever didn't roll yet.
yeah, we still got roll. The
That's me. Sorry.
So how many, how many
Getting
people here are
stationed in
former,
Alaska is better.
I got a cousin that works there.
So how many
but,
people here are active or former military?
the bases in North Dakota and Fort Drum, New York, get colder and worse weather, colder than the bases that are in Alaska.
A base in Alaska is far enough south that it's like a complete non-issue. But North
Aw.
Dakota, you have no mountains, nothing to block all the frickin' wind. It's awful.
Oh man.
There's my wife and I, we thought about when I got my inheritance, we thought about maybe looking into getting an RV. So, I've been, for closer to retirement. So I've been researching all that, and there's a Canadian company that makes very good RVs, but I looked at where they're
That's round one. Back to the FC hall.
looked where they're manufacturing. They're in a town that's just north of the Canadian border, north of North Dakota. And I looked
It starts with an R, right?
can't remember now.
I'm trying to think of that place we go to.
And I looked at like Google Maps where they're at and where the manufacturing plant is and all that. And they're just literally the main road that goes into town. That road goes directly south into the United States, and you can see North Dakota right just past the inside the United States. There is a Air Force listening post there. You can see this huge, telescoping looking things. The sounds. So when y'all mentioned the Air Force, man, it's near that place. But yeah, you're right. It is. I used to work for a company that they're headquartered in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. That is just as bad. It's flat.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to hold. They don't have trees. They have tall shrubs.
Tall shrubs.
And probably in North Dakota, all they got is shrubs, probably.
It's kind of
Man,
same way it is on the slope.
Defensor and Reka, you need to quit matching up like that.
Hmm? What do you mean?
You'll both have the same maps.
Oh. I was in the same spot as Avalon last time.
Oh, mine's on
Quit- Just quit using Elpis maps. Increase
like-
the odds of going somewhere else. Get a map from
I
I
did.
like Elvis
I mean,
maps.
Voter
Mari Lamentorum.
My map is exactly on the opposite side of the building in Elvis. Yeah,
Oh boy.
I grew up as an army brat, and I'm also half German. My mom was German, so I spent half my early years in Germany, where the major air base there was Ramstein, or
That's
And then
is
they
that
have
really the name of the base?
Ramstein. That's the name of the
Yeah.
town. Yeah,
Huh.
Ramstein. That's the largest in Germany. Then they got, I think it's called. They had a couple in England, Lockerbie, or I can't remember. There was a couple. I remember when I was living in Germany, and there were F-111s based in England. Uh, I don't know for y'all history when the Americans attacked Libya during the late '80s. They used F-111 aardvark. Uh, they flew out of England, but they had to fly around France and they had to go a long way around because France would not let them, would not let them fly over the country to go to Libya. Yeah, that's why I hate the French. They used to be a NATO country, but they're no longer.
All right, you have a few minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Well, I'll be glad when tomorrow's over.
What's tomorrow?
I got a medical procedure tomorrow, so I'll be away all
Oh
day.
no.
Yep.
I'm also going
I
AFK
assume
for
an
a couple
outpatient.
minutes.
Does it has to do with your stomach?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's outpatient.
It's endoscopy.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
not
you're
like
gonna love that.
it's not super serious, but it's annoying. Why do you say that?
What? Endoscopy? Because are they gonna go through your nose or through your mouth?
Going through the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not old enough to go have it done the other way.
Yeah, they said it'll be about an hour or two of sedation, so
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be knocked out for that one.
yeah. They said they put you in a what they call a twilight sedation, so it's not like 100% anesthesia. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're kind of just like super duper relaxed, and like most people fall asleep. The nurse said. So
Well, I've had 3 colonoscopies, and this last one, I was telling the nurse, the one before, I was wide awake through the whole procedure.
yeah,
Now I was relaxed, right? But I was awake, and I could see the TV, the camera, and I saw the whole procedure, and the nurse was shocked. This last one, I was out. They put me out. They gave me an extra shot. you know, and it was almost instant. I went out. I remember. I don't remember it happening. I do know this. When you have a colonoscopy, you cannot leave the clinic or wherever you had it done
yeah.
unless you fart.
That's funny.
The reason is because they blow you up like a balloon.
Yeah, that's right. My mom had it done. I
Yeah,
remember
they
that.
blow you up like a balloon, so they can go moving around there, and then
Yep.
and my dad had it done one time, and they just let him go. He didn't. He was in pain because he was laying on his bed. And then he finally passed gas, and it went away. So, but that's the new procedure. They will not let you leave. So, so are they going to not let you leave unless you burp?
They just told me that I can leave when they can assure that I'm fully like awake
Uh-huh.
and all that. So, but they won't let you like travel alone. So you have to have like a driver. So I got my
Uh-huh.
aunt on
So is your
board.
aunt taking you?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She'll be taking me, hanging out, and then bringing me back.
Well, it should be too long. Like I said, it's only about an hour.
Yeah, they said the process of the actual like scope thing is only like 15 minutes, but the coming out of the sedation, they want to make
Hmm.
sure it's about an hour ish of
Well, it doesn't sound so bad, but I tell you what, for the
yeah.
colonoscopy, the worst thing about it is the prep work. 2 days of no eating and drinking this god awful concoction that basically just just
Yeah.
does a rotor job on you. Makes you clean as a whistle
Yep.
inside.
Like I can't have any food after midnight tonight
Yep.
until tomorrow afternoon, so that's gonna
Uh,
suck.
you probably can still have some. You can probably have some water.
I can have
Yeah.
water up to 6 hours before the
Yep.
procedure, so
Yep.
there's that at least. Yeah.
That's because they don't want
So.
you throw up while you're on the station.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Choke.
Yep.
Choke. So
Yep. What really sucks is I've been getting headaches and migraines all week because I have chronic migraines that are really bad. I get like 3 or 4 a week sometimes,
uh-huh.
and so I have medicine for that. And the medicine that I take, it's a blood thinner as well, so you can't be on a blood thinner before going into this
Yep.
procedure. And
So yeah.
so I've had to be off my migraine
Oh
meds
no.
for almost 10 days, and I've already been suffering so bad I couldn't even attend like some of our events for a few days. It was really bad, like really, really bad. So migraines are rough because you get pre and post migraine syndromes, symptoms that are really bad. And for mine, it's just like it's really bad. I get 5 different kinds of migraines.
Now I don't know if this is helpful or whatever, but I've heard that people that do suffer from migraines, if you this is just that if you breathe inside of a paper bag, you know,
You die.
yeah. No, you just breathe in, and basically you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide.
Hmm.
It's supposed to help open up the blood vessels. It's to help, not a cure, but it's to help. Oh, what am I doing? Hit the wrong
Interesting.
damn button.
I've tried a lot of different migraine meds. Like I had this one that I can't believe the way the doctor described it to me. So there was this one where it basically it cuts off circulation to your head, so that way your
Oh my
so that way your
gosh.
head doesn't hurt. Yeah, and it was horrible. It was like this melting under the tongue tablet that just makes your whole head feel like your throat is being squeezed, and it's
Oh,
like super anxiety inducing. And I was like, "Yep, not doing that ever again." Didn't help anyway. So I tried some
I
other
get
stuff,
'em
and
once a month, and for me, it just feels like a massive hangover.
yeah, it's rough. Well, I've had like very heavy spinal surgery, so there's a spot that has a lot of tension. So I get tension headaches that turn into tension migraines. And then I also had surgery on my sinuses when I was younger, and I get these just really super bad bouts of like allergy spells, and then I get
yeah.
migraine, like sinus migraines. And then I've got TMJ in my jaw, so I get TMJ headaches that turn into
Oh,
migraines.
jeez.
Wow.
So yeah, and I get the cluster
That's
ice pick ones
miserable.
as well, and it's just yeah, it's rough. So I rely on like daily Excedrin pretty much, and
Cute.
without being able to take that because I got to prepare for this procedure tomorrow, it's been really rough for
Yeah.
I
about
can
10
only
days.
imagine.
Yeah,
Yep.
my wife suffers, with sinus issues that she's been taking the Afrin nose spray for so long, she cannot smell anything anymore.
Dang.
And that's a problem because she'll rip one out and it'll be like death warming over, and she doesn't know it. And like oh, it's bad that she's woke me. I be in the deep sleep. She'll rip one out and I'm choking. It's so bad, hers is so bad that it causes lung cancer.
And
Holy
it's
crap.
surprising because you would think that being that bad, they would cause you to go into a deep sleep.
No, no, I'm in a deep sleep, and I'm waking up choking. And here's the thing: is she thinks it's funny. She thinks it's hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's
Oh,
because it is.
I'm sitting here, choking to
As long as
death.
it's not happening to us, it's
I'm,
funny.
I'm turning blue in the face. The worst one's when she rips one off in the car. That's when
You
I.
can't get
Yeah, because
away.
you're trapped.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when I lock the windows and just lower her window only, and all the buttons don't work because I got them locked.
Oh man.
She hates that. Oh, and she loves it when I tell that story. Yeah.
There's a lamp over here. Okay, it's dead.
Well, it was so bad one time. This is before we were married, and our nephews were her nephews were real young, 5 or 6, and she had the youngs one spend the night with her, of course, you sleep in bed with her. She ripped one out, right? And he started crying, right? And she started laughing. And he goes, "It ain't funny, Danny. It's not funny."
That must be pretty bad. Holy crap.
They're god awful. That's the problem is because she's had gastric bypass surgery, and that just that's one of the symptoms. It just because you don't digest it.
Just completely unfiltered. Just. Yep.
It is god awful.
Whew.
It's literally like a demon came out. The brimstone smell.
I mean, I'm laughing, but God, I know that would be just so miserable.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried having her put dryer sheets in her pants?
Well, yeah. Then they would smell like dead flowers.
Probably just like disintegrate.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I said you need to check your panties because I think there's a hole in it. Oh, she likes.
Oh
she
my God.
loves it when I tell that story.
Just proud of it.
Be proud, loud and proud. But the problem is, those are not the worst ones. It's the silent but deadly ones.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to roll before we go.
Sorry, I'm working on something. There we go.
No problem.
My bad.
Thank you.
Trying to figure out rearranging my HUD a little bit to make it a little easier to see some things.
Yep. I understand.
I just did that, and now I don't remember where everything is.
Oh, you haven't seen my HUD.
Well, in my wife's defense, I now here's the thing is, while we were dating, you stay. Thanks. She did not pass gas at all the entire time we were dating. On dates, going around, nothing. Now that we're married, that's all. She just let it go.
Yeah, it all goes out the door as soon as you get married.
As soon as you're married, yeah. But the entire time we were dating, she would never. She wouldn't even use the bathroom when we were dating, or go poop, Oh my God. But I did get her one time while we were dating. We were in Target, and it wasn't very crowded. It was probably wintertime, and I guess we were in the women's section, and
Lisa's and Lepus?
and sitting there, she's just looking at stuff, and I was standing next to her, just kind of bored and all that. And then I let one go near her. She didn't know I did it. And then I walked away. I went to the other side of the aisle, and then this lady came up next to my wife, and she started giving her the stinky eye, just the smell, and I tried to explain to her it wasn't me, and I just walked away, and I just like, and when that lady gave her the evil look, I started laughing. I think that's what she does, is get back at me for those times that I pranked her. Yeah. Well, we've been together. Oh my God! Holy crap! So we got married. So it's 2014. I think it's 14 years now. 15's coming up. I think we got married 2007. So yeah, 17 years.
You can definitely tell. It's like after the 10th year, you sound more like friends than a married couple.
Oh, but we dated for 8 years, so we've been together over 25 years.
Oh yeah. So you were married before you were married.
Oh yeah, it was just one. So it's like but yeah, it's. But I just turned 60, and she's falling apart. She's had 2 knee surgeries, knee replacements, I should say. She has to walk with a cane or walker, and we gotta open this bag. All right, and then let's open this one.
That's twice now I let somebody die, so thank you for helping me heal, Defensor.
No worries.
Hey, roll loot. And so, she's falling apart. Yeah, she's a walking pharmacy, you know. Yeah, I only take about 5 or 6 medications. She takes 20 a day.
Oh shit.
Well, that's mainly because of the gastric bypass. She has to take 15 potassium pills a day, and these pills are not regular pills. They look like horse pills. You know, they're humongous things. You know, and she's got to take them because her body, because of the gastric bypass, your body does not absorb the nutrients as well from the food.
That makes sense.
So
Would that not also apply to the pills? You don't absorb stuff from the pills as well either?
yeah, well, the pills, they break down faster and absorb in the body faster than the digestive system trying to break down food to get the nutrients.
I mean, I remember hearing about a study done, 10 years ago now at this point, that basically said that those daily vitamins and pills and whatnot that so many people take, those just go right through. So much of that just goes right through people. It's not.
Yeah. But this is prescribed from her doctor, so, and I told her, why don't you eat bananas? Because bananas are high in potassium. She doesn't like bananas.
Well, they're also
And plus-
actually not a very good potassium source. The potassium that's in bananas, your body doesn't naturally break down and digest. It just flush through you. The only
Just a
reason I know
lamp.
that, I had a roommate in college who had some type of a severe kidney disorder or something, and he was potassium deficient.
Still lamp up.
And
I think
I had asked
potatoes
about
do.
that, and the doctors had told him no. Actually, there's other foods that are much better.
What about potatoes? I think they're high in potassium too.
Well, I don't know all the details. I just remember that one fun fact.
That
we
one
all
fun
say,
fact.
yeah, bananas, potassium. Come to find
Well,
out it's not.
the other thing also, she has to take a lot of vitamin C too because
Drink
taking-
orange juice.
taking or something like that. No, it's calcium. I'm thinking about. Is it
Drink more
calcium?
milk.
Yeah, there's something you have to take, another vitamin or supplement. She takes a calcium pill also because it helps the absorption of the potassium.
Yeah, vitamin, I think C, calcium, and vitamin D all kind of do that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Ooh, a feather.
Nice.
Funny thing about vitamin C. We actually use that when we need to dechlorinate lines.
Well, it's a citric, so it's an acid. Also, like I said,
Will
vitamin
you-
D helps the absorption of vitamin D. When COVID hit, my wife and I, we were taking vitamin C and vitamin D constantly to help. And she swears by vitamin C, especially if you have the early signs of a cold. One more, come on, one more. Damn it. If you have early signs like a cold or a sore throat, she starts loading up on vitamin C.
I swear by whiskey.
That works too.
There's only chlorine or chloramines are considered a pollutant, so you can't dump too high a level of that into just surface waters.
Uh-huh.
So we actually used, this is going back 15 years at this point. We used this 2-tank system. One was a main tank, one was a little tank that you could actually use in order to when recharging the big tank. But what it was you put a couple of these. They look like urinal cakes.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it.
There's just these big vitamin C tablets.
Yeah.
They look like urinal cakes.
Do they still add fluoride to the water?
That depends upon the municipality. Some do, some don't.
I remember when I was growing up, it was a big deal to have fluoride to help with tooth decay.
It's supposed to help your teeth.
Yeah.
Is this my map?
I don't know. I'm just
Yep.
following.
Okay.
Yeah, because mine and yours are in the same spot.
I'm just. That's right. Y'all are twins today. Spooky, spooky, spooky.
But I will tell you this much here, though: those vitamin C tablets were very effective. We had no residual after the water passed through those dissolving tanks.
Really?
And that was the reason we were doing that was because where Tampa and Hillsborough water systems interconnect, for whatever reason, they were doing a hyperchlorination, and we had to dechlorinate it before we could flush it out. And it was too high a chlorine residual for us to pass it on to either City of Tampa or Hillsborough County customers. And we had no residual at all in that water when we after we passed it through those tanks. Those tablets certainly worked well. But
and vitamin C is not detrimental to the water supply.
no, we weren't putting it into the water supply. We were running the water out through a fire hydrant, and then we had this tank system set up to the attached to the fire hydrant.
Okay.
So the vitamin C was not actually going into the distribution system. It was just being used locally right there to dechlorinate the water.
Okay.
So one thing though that they could put into water to treat it, and I don't think many people would complain. I mean, obviously somebody would because they have that kind of time on their hands, but
Yeah.
like when fluoride, when they first did it when I was living in Utah, oh, people freaked the hell out.
Well, they add fluoride to the water, they freaked out?
People will freak out when you put it in. They'll freak out when you take it out as well. The exact same people will.
Exactly.
It's like they don't have anything better to do but to freak out.
Just out of curiosity, what is the major water source of your supply?
Who, mine?
Yeah, in Tampa. Is it a river?
We have some wells, but most of our water comes from Tampa Bay Water.
Okay.
That's the name of a company that owns a bunch of wells. They're also the ones who do a rough pre-treatment of surface waters, such as some of the rivers and streams around here.
Yeah, we got a lot of rivers in Birmingham. That's probably why.
And they pull it out of the aquifer. The aquifer is one of the big places we get water from.
And they also have a lake reservoir, but it's been low for several years.
Next is Rots.
Where my parents lived, their water supply comes from a spring. There's a limestone. The mountains, the hills around where my parents live, is limestone, and there was a natural fissure created millions of years ago.
Nicely hard water.
Yeah, it is. It's hard water. But they pump the water out of that spring, and it's natural spring. You know, they supply. You know, but in fact, where they built a pumping station that's from the 30s. You know, and it's still there. And they now added extra tanks, holding tanks for, but that natural spring is on the EPA protection list because there's a certain fish that lives in that spring that it only exists in that spring.
Huh. I know that my grandparents, when they had their house built up in the Poconos, they had a well dug down, and they went pretty darn deep. That was the best tap water I've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah. The water where my parents live it's hard because it's.
I mean, I would drink that tap water. Then my grandparents eventually got onto the their town brought them water, so
Yeah.
I think they eventually got on that. That, or they had to start treating it in some way, shape, or form they weren't before, but
Right.
because the taste changed.
Right.
But before that, I loved that water. I don't drink the tap water down here. That's not because I don't trust it. That's because I don't like the flavor.
Right.
You have in our more rural areas, we have mostly wells, and the water is orange.
Is that sulfur content?
I don't
That's
know what it is.
Sulfur
Somebody
would
told
be
me, but
mellowed.
It's rust content. At least if it's
yeah.
similar to what when I was a kid, we had a house that we lived for like a half a year in and moved because it was so rusty that it looked almost like Fanta.
Yeah.
it was a brand new well, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just
it's
a matter
also
of the
the
water
pipes.
there is contaminated.
It's the water. It's the pipes that the water passes through. There's a lot of ways you can be getting rust into your water.
I remember,
Um,
because when I was growing up, now, where my parents lived, that water, since it's spring water, you could drink it from the taps, no problem. But it does get treated, with, with minerals and all that to make it taste better and stuff like that. But,
well, you shouldn't have to treat spring water to make it taste better. It should be coming out of the ground nice and tasty.
I should meant
But
to keep the
you do have to do a little bit of disinfection though.
disinfection. That's probably what I was trying, to kill the bacteria or whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember one time when we visited, when we lived in Germany, and my aunt saw me drinking water from the tap. She freaked out because in Germany you don't ever drink water from the tap ever. They drink. Germany is the #1 consumer of mineral water. There's a area in Germany that is literally hundreds of thousands of mineral water springs, and they consume basically, it's bubbly water, you know, and they're I like 35% of the population in Germany drinks mineral water.
Wow.
I just recently acquired the taste for it.
Where is that damn portal? No, there it is. I haven't done any side quests in this area, so each aetheryte is covered in quest markers.
Oh, geez.
I should probably do that one day.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that like a requirement for leaders to have all?
Every side
Oh,
quest.
side
even Mug Home.
quests.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of side quests to do in here, but I don't really care.
To have,
Maybe
at
I'll care when Dawn Treader hits, and
yeah. At
I'll
least
actually
have
have
all
a class
zones,
that can get experience here.
or at least have fly in all zones.
Oh, I can
Still
fly
don't
here.
even have my Realm Reborn side quests all finished.
Oh no.
I have so much to do.
I've got like one or two, I think, in Lower Lenosi.
Well, I can't complain. There's a bunch. I see a lot of quest markers around there, there too. So, I have no room to talk.
Save them for a content drought and then pretend a new patch came out.
Yeah. No, what I've recently got, that I got that SodaStream machine. That turns out really good. And I understand, my mother, she always drank mineral water all the time. My grandmother she drank mineral. That's all she ever drank was mineral water. Of course, in
I
Germany,
can't stand water that comes out of a plastic bottle. It always tastes dusty.
Plastic.
It tastes like plastic.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't taste. Plastic doesn't have any flavor, as far as I can tell. It tastes
Yep.
dusty.
It tastes like bottled water.
Yeah, in Germany, when I was growing up, all water were in glass bottles. Of course, now it's plastic, but
It'll have to go back to glass if the world succeeds at driving us away from oil.
yep.
Any idea how much supply we have?
A shit ton more than people are willing to admit.
I remember my dad. This is a long time ago. Ooh, portal. And he said, just when because he was in the military, and and he kept remembering, why are we buying oil from Saudi Arabia? Why are we buying? We have plenty of oil. And
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
well, one of the reasons he said is to use up the other people's supply of oil, and then when it goes away, we still have our own supply. And plus, it was still cheaper. It's cheaper anyway.
I was gonna say their oil is cheaper because theirs is a cruder oil than ours. Ours is what they call sweet oil. It's a much purer, richer. So it's more expensive and more expensive to refine.
Yeah.
So that's why that's why gas is so much higher right now, even though oil might be roughly the same price as a while ago, because back 5, 6, 8 years ago, whatever.
There's one onion. One's down.
Onion down.
The other thing to consider is you figure where I'm at right now, we just developed the technology to really produce it only maybe a decade ago.
Yep.
So we have plenty of oil. It's just getting it and sustaining it.
The other thing is that the amount of oil that we pull out already in our country alone is more than the amount of refiners that we have to be able to process it. That's the bottleneck. Not like all these drilling leases that they complain about, and they use the political.
Oh yeah, we haven't built a new refinery in 30 years.
Well, we shut refineries down back during COVID.
Yeah.
So we even lowered our ability to produce our own.
And a big part of it too is the whole notion of the whole carbon footprint thing.
Yeah. I heard that's a big scam in Canada. They have that. They pay carbon taxes. I have a German. Him and his wife are come visit me next month. He's big into Tesla. Him and his wife both drive Tesla cars. But the thing is, him and his wife, they're mega rich. I mean, they got money coming out of their ears. They live in Hamburg, and his wife is from a family that owns or used to own commercial shipping. Their ships would be unfortunately the ship that hit the bridge in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's the type of ship they had.
Cargo ships.
Yeah, those type of cargo ships. But their company shipped around the Mediterranean. That's what so there were smaller cargo ships, but that's where they made their money. Yeah, so he's semi-retired now. Him and his wife, they actually now what they do, they own commercial buildings now, where they lease them to grocery companies like Aldi's.
No, basically REITs.
Yeah, they own the buildings, but they just lease them out to the company's grocery. So that's where they get the money. So yeah, they built a house. They tore down a house in Hamburg and rebuilt it from the ground up. And then an older couple that lived right next to them, was
Make sure you're full.
Got roll. Was downsizing, and so they bought that house, and it's right the property next to them. They tore down the house, built an underground garage on that property, and built a tunnel from their house to the garage. That's where they keep their Teslas, and they also got motorcycles and all that. But they built the inside of that garage to look like a 50s diner and a 1950s gas station. And the old gas pumps they got in there have Tesla chargers inside. And the property
That's really cool.
Yeah, and the property between the houses, they got this pool that has a movable deck that covers it, and then they also got a huge solar panel array on this side that charges power for both garage and house, and charges their cars. So they're self-sufficient. I remember he came a couple years ago.
FC Yard.
FC Yard.
I'm waiting for the graphite battery technology, so it's more stable, safer, stores more electricity, so you can go farther. You know what I mean? Like the current lithium-based batteries aren't as good. Yeah, the graphite batteries they're in development, and once they finally finish being they work right now, but they're not cost effective to make and put out. You know what I mean? So like once they are cost effective to actually produce, so
Well,
people can afford to
I
buy
heard
them.
there's one car company that is not making an electric car, and that's Toyota.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're making a hydrogen
they're making
car.
they got the hydrogen engine.
Mhm.
Does that mean we're gonna go round 3? All right,
Yep.
let me get a map.
Yep, get a map in, take
And
another fiber.
they said they've now perfected it.
They
Or
plan on releasing it 2025, 2026, something like
something
that. I
like that.
think.
Yep, I heard that.
I
But
heard
like,
a story not too long ago that Hertz Rent-A-Car, they
Yeah.
made it their official policy they're going to go to a fully electric fleet.
yeah, that
They
failed.
got about 20% done, and now they're scrambling to reverse that because they cannot find people who are wanting to rent the electric cars.
Yep.
They cannot find people who want to buy their electric cars off of them either.
So anybody in a winter state, you can't run electric when it gets like legitimately cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Florida, I'd love to get a house, put solar panels on the thing, and then use those to power the house, power the AC, as well as charge and EV's batteries. I'd want to do some sort of a hybrid rather than just straight on EV,
Yep.
so we can actually go around. If we actually go somewhere, we don't. I don't have to worry about trying to find a charging station. I can just fill it up.
That's why I didn't understand why the Volt did not been successful. The Chevy Volt.
Hey, Mia.
Very, very poor design to it. I worked at a dealership maintenance department, and there's nonstop just problems. We're having to replace the entire freaking battery array with it, and which is super expensive.
Yeah.
It's the price of the car. Like so it's just not a good vehicle.
Yeah, to me, I think that is the number one deterrent of the electric car right now, is the battery replacement is so high.
Talking to some of the gearheads at work, that's basically the case with pretty much all EVs. I mean, Tesla in particular, but it's like if one of the cells goes bad, you've got this huge array of cells. You got to replace every single one of them. You can't just pop one out and pop another one in. You got to replace
They're
everything.
hermetically sealed too, so Now I've seen companies, a couple of people that'll take these batteries apart and rebuild them for half the cost of buying a new one.
That's the one thing with the graphite battery, that like technology that they're trying to develop and stuff, is supposedly it'll make it to where it's not the same problems. It'll be much cheaper, easier to replace like cells and not have to do the whole array and all kinds of stuff supposedly. Plus they're supposed to last like 600 to 750 miles a charge, supposedly, like theoretically. But again, we have to wait until it's out and see if it actually pans out that way.
I think that's related to something I saw about 10 years ago. There was this guy. he just took. It was a video there. It was a like a documentary or news thing. And this guy, he was a scientist, engineer, lived in his hermit like thing, but he put together a battery, and maybe what you just said, I think it was graphite. He just basically took a bunch of rocks, whatever minerals he had, and put it together, and he created a battery from it. And it was rechargeable. That's why I think I've seen this before. But doesn't matter. It's no matter what new energy source we had. The problem is the infrastructure of the United States. The oil
That's
is
the reason why before I get an electric vehicle or a hybrid, I want to get solar panels, is because we do not have the power generation.
Yep.
We do not have the power distribution network
Yep.
to handle even going to a 25% national EV fleet.
Yeah, I saw.
Let
this,
alone 100% that they want to do in the next few years.
I saw this video. Somebody was maybe it was one of those videos in Congress or something like that. But there was a chunking company that wanted to use electric trucks, and they said that their energy requirements for the chargers and stuff like that. So whatever the municipality they were located, they said, this is what we need, and they came back. You can't do that. That's more than what the entire city uses. And it was double what the city had capacity to generate and use. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we do not have the technology or the infrastructure to handle a switch over to EVs.
Yeah.
For one, I'd love to see them come out with an EV vac truck.
Yeah. But more my cousin,
I'm just
Germany.
taking care of my retainers right quick. I'm almost ready.
In Europe, they got charging stations everywhere and all that. But the thing is, Europe is different. They have different rules. They don't have, frankly, a lot of the countries in Europe are, smaller than Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's easier
most
for them
things smaller
to
than
get their
Texas.
infrastructure.
Isn't Europe itself just smaller than Texas?
Smaller than Alaska, certainly. I'm not sure about Texas.
Yeah. Texas is
Ready, by the way.
at the very least, Texas is over
Well,
2/3
did
of
you-
Europe.
So I don't know, it was Facebook or something in the news. There was, maybe it was in Texas, but one of the solar farms got hit by a hailstorm and destroyed it.
The one thing I'm looking forward to is that scientists over at CERN or somewhere in that region, I think, they finally had nuclear fission with a net gain on electricity for the first time. Now it's a matter of 20 years
Fission?
of developing the technology. Fission versus instead of fusion, which is where you split the atom. That's our typical.
You have
nuclear
that
plant.
backwards. You're thinking fusion, and you're saying fission.
Yeah, sorry, I'm saying it backwards. You're right. Sorry, nuclear fusion. They got a net gain on it, so basically creating a mini star, as it were.
Right. So this is the
on a
first time that
molecular
they're
level.
getting more energy out than they put in.
Yes, that's been like 6 months, 8 months ago, or something.
Yeah.
It happened 9 or something.
That was always the problem, because you had to put energy into it to set up the fusion reaction. But now you're saying they're now to the point where they're actually getting more energy out than what they're putting in.
Yes,
And it's clean. It's clean. There is no side effect. There's no radiation. No nothing.
Exactly.
The hard part now is how do you control it?
Yes, that's
Well,
it has to be a magnetic field, I think.
Yeah, that part so much isn't a problem as it is controlling it on a large. Well, I guess it is as far as on a larger scale. That's the thing, to get it on a scale where they can use it as a power plant
source.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where they're working on that scientifically, and then of course the engineers and stuff. Basically,
Is it
the science
tokamak
is there.
design or is it something else?
No, this is the scientific community, like international scientific community. It's not chained to one government over in like CERN and
Yeah.
stuff.
No. Was this the tokamak design or is this a different one?
I have no clue. I don't have that information. I just know that they recently had succeeded at that. So it's basically like the experimentation part is more or less done, and it's up to more engineers now to
Come up with
figure out how to make it actually work.
Make it practical.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, we already knew how to
That's
make it
where
work.
the accelerator in Europe is located. It's
Yeah, and I could be wrong about it being CERN. I just think it is. I'm not sure.
I think that's a huge accelerator that is around Belgium and France. And
Yeah, that is. I'm talking about this research. I'm talking about I'm not sure. I think it was.
Yeah, this
more
fusion
there.
thing has nothing to do with particle acceleration.
It's probably the European European whatever I know what you're talking about.
I do know that CERN does more than just the particle
Yes,
accelerator.
that is correct.
So, that's what I'm kind of waiting for.
Hey,
Give it
I
20,
remember
30
when there was no TV.
Give it 20, 30 years for for them to maybe finally have nuclear fusion plants. Maybe we'll start to have that infrastructure to spread electricity, is necessary, that it can support, and we can actually in 20, 30, 40 years from now maybe finally do it.
Oh, I remember. Well, I take that back. TV was around when I was born. It's just color TV was not around. All TV was black and white. We got to roll, guys. I remember when the first remote control for a TV came out. It was a clicker thing, and it was based on sound.
I was just annoyed when they changed TV technology to the point where light guns don't work anymore. House of the Dead, anyone? You're not playing that on a flat screen.
What are you talking about? Duck Hunt.
It's all about Duck Hunt.
Elemental Gearbolt, you're not playing that on a flat screen.
That damn dog. I wish I could shoot that dog.
I think everybody that played it wanted to shoot that damn dog.
Yep.
I tried. There's some games I finally was like, you know what? I don't care. I'll waste my rounds and just shot at it just to, feel better. Even though I knew it did nothing. I was like, screw
Well, I
you,
got
dog.
real good at Duck Hunt when I pointed the gun right in front of the TV directly.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the best
that's
way.
how I
That,
played it.
Do you have
That's
that
the only
big
way
ass
that I can
Nintendo
get anywhere
controller,
in
the Super Nintendo Bazooka?
Oh yeah.
Remember the glove?
The Power
Yes.
Glove. Yeah.
Power glove?
I don't even remember that because of because I never had one or saw one.
Playing
even.
with power.
Only place I saw it was in that one movie about that kid playing Mario.
The Wizard. The
yeah,
Wizard.
yeah, yep.
That overgrown commercial for Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah. There was.
I thought they're gonna be playing Super
You want
Mario
to talk
Bros.
about
2.
obscure controllers, though? You want to talk about obscure controllers? Have you ever heard of U-Force?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the freaking U-Force. Yep.
What about the
Oh.
remember the robot that played with Nintendo had the eyes and it had
Yeah.
the spinning tops and the go around?
Yeah, it only worked with like 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U-Force was like this weird. I don't even know how to describe it. It unfolds, and then it's like this.
It unfolded into a pair of sensing screens, basically.
Yeah, that's what. That's what it was.
Remember in
Next up
Nintendo
is
Virtual Boy?
Veshwin.
You like wave your arms around in front of it, hoping the
Over an
characters
ultimate
would
pool.
fight on the screen. Like, oh, it was terrible.
Remember the Virtual Boy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was all red graphics and all that.
Remember the AVGN's Virtual Boy video where he duct taped it to his head to try to use it like VR. It's hilarious.
Roth's in trouble again.
Where the hell am I going?
Or here's more unfortunate news.
Uh-oh. Yeah, one of my coworkers, he has a Nissan Leaf, it's an electric car, and he was driving down the highway and the car just stopped and he had to pull over. He kept saying he had fully recharged and he had it in the shop for over a week. I think they had to replace the battery, the whole thing.
If you buy a new one of those, is it turning over a new leaf?
Yeah.
No, that's if you get into a wreck where the car flips. That's turning over a
Oh,
new leaf.
That's
But it
turning
has to
over an
be-
old
it
leaf
has
at
to be-
that point.
Well, no, it has to be within the first 30 minutes of driving it off the dealership, though.
Oh, during the test drive. Okay.
You know, for the longest time, people were buying the Priuses, and those were hybrids. Because I rode in one before, and those seem to be pretty successful. But that's the only thing electrical that Toyota did.
Yeah,
You're right.
They'll be hybrids, but they won't do full EV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would go hybrid first, just like you said, before I go full electric.
I don't mind the idea of going full electric if I knew there was going to be charging stations where I'm trying to go. Like for just getting in a fully EV car for just literal out and about town travel, not going anywhere around the country. If I'm able to charge it up through solar panels, not having to pay, not having to worry about it, and not having to pay the electric company for it, great. But those things there, EVs are just, their maintenance cost is so freaking high.
That's why,
why do you think the government gives tax credits? because the maintenance is so high.
No,
That's
it's not
why I
because the
wouldn't wanna
maintenance is
go
so
with
high.
the-
It's because the darn things cost so much to make.
Yep.
Those things are not economically viable at this point.
Nope. Yeah, you spend more energy making those things than saving. Like one guy said, look at all the heavy equipment used to bulldoze, the lithium out of to process the lithium out of the earth. But it's growing pains. We'll discover, heck, there was an electric car. There used to be an electric car when cars were first made.
Well, and like I was trying to say a second ago, that's the reason why I wouldn't go for anything past a hybrid. I wouldn't go EV right now, like I said, until those graphite batteries came out. Because part of the thing with that is they're also supposed to be much cheaper and a much lower carbon footprint to make. It's like all the batteries for these EV cards, the lithium ones,
Yep.
they produce so much carbon in the atmosphere that it's defeating the purpose of going green with the electric car.
Exactly.
The graphite batteries are supposed to be a step in like a much lower carbon footprint to make, much cheaper, much easier maintenance, supposedly, like all of that. So I'm waiting to see if that turns out to be true. If it is and all that, then cool, I would go that way. But until then, hybrid would be the way I'd go personally.
Yeah, we mentioned the hydrogen car. Ooh, Gamsalor, haven't seen that in a while.
Ooh. I think.
Yeah, even with hydrogen, that's still pressurized gas.
Oh man.
How does this work? I've only
It's a
been
high
on
and
the
low
other end of
game.
it.
High low.
Yeah. So on that one,
no!
Really?
that one was easy to mess up because there was a 70% chance that rolling high would have got it, but it's like it just happened to get one on like a 30% chance. It
the
goes up
higher
to
loading
1 to it's like 1 to 9. So if you get like a 5, it could be high or low. If it's a 6, you'd
4,
want to
5, or
roll
6, I
low.
wouldn't
Don't
continue
say it
on.
out loud. You
The-
keep jinxing it by talking about it. Jeez, shut your mouth, man.
The goal
1,
is
2, or
to
3.
All night,
roll.
every time you ask for something, the game says "fuck you" and we get kicked out.
You want to like
All right,
always
I
roll
will keep my mouth shut. We're
in
almost done anyway.
a way that it's kind of like
I think I
an
got my 3
estimate.
feathers from that gambler's lore.
Who is the other ultimate pool person?
Yeah,
Me.
the next time
Rough.
I'll go. I won't say
Yeah,
it.
might as well just fly. It's right over meow.
Hey, at least I'm not wearing a turkey hat.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's the jiggly hat?
How does that factor into the equation here?
The turkey hat is banned from maps. That's a rule.
Well, maybe that's the problem. I have been wearing my King Jiggly Wiggly hat.
No, what
Just
I
wear your
want is I
Ninja
want,
Bunny
the, I want the Wiggler hat from Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, that's the hat. That's the hat.
That'd be amazing.
It's the
Oh,
slime
wow.
hat. Let's see here.
What the dog doing?
All right, let's see here. Where's my... Okay, I am wearing my King Jiggly Wiggly hat now.
And it's not just glamour; it's the actual high level one item.
Yep. Yeah, I don't need my regular hat.
I keep on meaning to break out my Mad Bird ring for this, but the ring you get for getting for winning the jumbo jackpot.
Yep.
But I keep on forgetting to bring it out.
Can you glamour it on 2 different rings and make it look like you got 2?
I'm always hoping for a second one, but I haven't gotten one yet. It took me 10 years to get the first one.
Man. Portal,
That wasn't the
portals
key.
are
That's
sucking.
disappointing.
As my dad used to say, we're
Yeah.
79 to it.
Yeah. Next is Reika.
All right.
Which is where?
Labyrinthos.
Labyrinthos.
Yep.
Hey, as long as it's not Tempest, I'm happy.
Nah, no Tempest maps today.
God, I hate Tempest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's over here.
You hate Tempest, I hate squirrels.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
Yeah, squirrels are all cute now until they dig up holes in your yard and garden.
Squirrel!
I'm actually okay with them digging at this point. I had one
I hate squirrels.
literally throw an acorn at me that hadn't opened. It hurt like hell.
Tactical assault squirrels.
But but squirrels do taste like dark chicken meat.
Do they?
Yes.
I've never eaten rodent.
Yeah.
I've never had squirrel, never had rabbit, never had mouse, rat.
When I visit my great grandmother in Mississippi, she would have squirrel and dumplings. It was really good.
I mean, I've heard them called roof rats before, but
Yeah, my grandfather made some squirrel gravy in World War II when he was like surviving in a forest.
Yeah.
Squirrel gravy.
Yeah,
But of course, you have to kill a
that's
lot
what
of
he said. Yeah,
I wouldn't think so. I mean,
and he just probably, I don't know, threw it in a pan and melted it down and stirred it
Yeah.
around a bit and put it
Added
on
some
some
flour.
biscuits. Yep.
Of course, my grandma at that time, she did all this cooking on a wood burning stove, and she made the best biscuits. She would use lard.
Yeah.
You
Lard
just said
just
that with
makes
such love.
Lard.
Lard tastes good.
McDonald's fries are never the same after they stop. using
Exactly. Yeah, where my dad's family is, there's still a store there that still sells lard. It's from the Bryan Company, the Bryan Bacon. They still sell lard.
Yeah,
In
my
buckets.
grandparents used to keep lard on the counter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Heck, they would use they would cook with iron pans and any grease oil. They just poured it, strain it and keep it
Yeah,
in a
and keep
stone,
it. Yep.
stoneware
Yep.
cookery on the stove.
My
And that's
grandparents
what
did
they
that.
used. And it would solidify. And that's what they used to, instead of grease, they just used bacon grease especially with iron skillets.
So I think I've seen it posted twice. What is buying a house isn't supposed to mean, Defensor? What are you saying that in response to?
Oh, that somebody's talking about the hybrid cars being economically viable.
Yeah.
Same goes for buying houses right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm unfortunately living with my parents right now, because
Well,
buying is not in any way affordable unless
Yeah.
you happen to be one of like 10 people in the country, and that's it.
yeah.
Lucky
my
Six
wife and I were
retirement plan. That's all
Um,
you need. And I keep on trying for it. They're always accepting applications for the Lucky Six retirement plan, but it never seems to work out for me.
Yeah, I inherited my parents' house and I got our old house, so I'm house poor. We've been trying to move in the house for 2 years. We still haven't moved all the stuff in yet. Yeah, but we're old. We don't move around as much. We'll get there eventually. I'm hoping to have everything moved in by the time I retire. come to
You'll
find
still
out,
have one box.
Yeah. Yeah, retire. Still got one box. But I've looked it up. I'm not going to be able to retire until I'm 69. 9 more years. That's because my wife is on my insurance, and she's a substitute teacher, and so it's hard. So I have to keep my job until she hits 65. She's 4 years younger than me, so.
My wife is 6 years younger than I am, and she's on my insurance. Funny thing is, she works for a hospital.
Your insurance is probably cheaper because it's city.
It's government, it's county, but yeah.
Government, yeah. Just like when I was a full-time teacher, her insurance was way cheaper, and that's why I was on her insurance. But now,
And don't get me wrong, insurance is not a reason to keep me working, Pat, because she's 6 years old. It's not a reason to keep me, because she could go with the hospital's insurance. For that matter, insurance isn't the reason for me to keep working for myself, because I can always go to the VA.
Yeah, but for her, that's all that she has, and being a part-time teacher, there's no insurance. So
Yeah, there's no insurance for part-time jobs, period.
yeah, and she needs it because she, like I said, with all her health problems.
Deadly farts.
That too. She's a walking pharmacy.
Yeah, Mia missed the fart conversation.
She's probably glad she did.
Yeah, I am very glad I did. Thank you so much.
It was incredible.
Oh, you missed out when I said my wife's farts causes lung cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's that and summoning demons out of her butt.
Yeah. Hell, fire, and brimstone come out of her butt when she farts.
Summoning Asmodeus.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, literally paint. Literally paint peels on the side of the house.
That sounds like my ex.
Wings. Got roll looped. But yeah.
I choose this door.
I choose you. Pikachu. Oh god. You know what? I sure could go for an adult beverage right now.
I'm
Honestly,
47.
same.
I'll be 48 in less than a month. I don't drink.
I rarely drink. I probably drink a beer every once in a while, but when I have a cousin visit, I'll drink beer with him. I do have some beer in the fridge.
I just drink vodka.
And that is the end of round 3.
Man,
All
what
right.
a sucky night.
Well,
That was rough.
yeah, the
You
other
shouldn't
party got
invite me.
2
I
4
think I'm bad
5s.
Yeah,
No,
thanks.
it's not you. It's not you.
It's probably me.
Might be the
Stefan,
slime
you-
hat.
It's not you, Stefan. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because round 2, you alone made more than we did in round 1.
Really?
Yep.
But I was in round one.
Round 1, our total for that was like 78,000.
That's terrible.
Your portal alone came out to about 69,000.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm the hero then.
So how much do we need to deposit?
It is this many.
Wow.
Not too
3
bad.
rounds. Only
3 rounds, that's pretty
100K. The other party
I've-
got
I've
2
seen
4
worse.
5s apparently.
I've seen worse from like 2 rounds.
Hey, I mean, that's still a good chunk for the FC chest and future events and such.
It's if we would have made a little bit less, I would have just fronted it all because I don't do 5-digit donations for each person. That's when I'll just because I can afford it.
Yeah. Well, either way, guys, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you putting up with me and my stories and
Your stories were amazing. Thank you for entertaining us.
Yeah,
Oh,
it helps. It helps because I focus on games a lot and I get super quiet.
Yeah. Well, you haven't heard all the stories that my dad did. I'll say that for next time.
Perfect.
See, to just give you a highlight, I was born in Berlin. My dad was a military police officer when Kennedy came to visit Berlin. And this is right before I was born. And there's a lot of stories. And my dad was at Checkpoint Charlie, if you know what that is. That's the guard station between East Germany and West Germany. And my dad had lots of stories. So next week, I'll tell some stories.
Stay tuned for more.
Yeah, like my dad said, we were sucking hind tit tonight. My dad's an old country boy from Mississippi, so
Sounds like it.
Anyway, thanks for the fun, guys.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
times.
thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining.
Anyway, we'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
All right, bye.